Greetings, this is Donnie. Let's talk about adding and subtracting fractions, okay? Here we go. Now this one should be subtracting. There we go, made a little minor mistake there. But we got 7 over 20 and 1 over 12, all right? So one thing we have to realize is that these two do not have the same denominator, so we can't just automatically subtract them. So they need to have the same denominator before we subtract, okay? So here we go. To find the least common multiple, okay, LCM, I'm gonna use my ladder technique. So I got 20 and I got 12, and I use my prime numbers to divide my numbers here. So I know I can divide 2, that gives me 10, that gives me 6. I can divide 2 again, that gives me 5, and that gives me 3. Now, I know I could have divided 4, but you know, for the ones who are still trying to build those timetable skills up, division skills up, I just use smaller numbers. Now, I can't divide no more. So now I circle these numbers here and I multiply them to get my least common multiple. So I got 2 times 2 times 5 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4, 5 times 3 is 15, and then 4 times 15 is 60. Boom. So my LCM equals 60. That means I'm going to multiply 20 into 60 and 12 into 60. And so what does that mean? I'm going to have two new fractions here. They're both going to have 60 up under them. Right? Still subtracting. So now that they're both going to have 60 up under them, right? I got to multiply 20 into 60. I know 20 times 3 equals 60, so I'm going to multiply my top number by 3 as well. That gives me 21 over 60. And then right here, I'm going to multiply 12 times 5 equals 60. So I'm going to multiply 5 to my top right there. And then all that equals 5 over 60. Okay? So now that I have these numbers here, I'm going to go ahead and subtract them. I know that 21 minus 5, all right, 21 minus 5 is 16. And that'll give me 16 over 60. Now, I'm not done yet. I need to simplify my problem. And guess what? I can use my ladder technique to simplify again. So I'm going to use my ladder technique to help me simplify. And again, I won't discuss ladder technique in this video, but I can discuss ladder technique, or ladder technique is discussed in another video that you can find here on my page. All right, here we go. So I know I can divide, this time I use the greatest common factor. I can divide 4 from 16 and 60. That gives me 4, this gives me 15. I can't divide 4 or 15 anymore with a similar number. So my new fraction is 4 over 15. Boom, and I'm done. All right, so now let's go to a little bit more challenging problem. We're still going to use the same steps. So this time there's a little bit more to it. I got mixed numbers. The first step you want to do is convert your mixed numbers into improper fractions. Again, this is a skill that you need to know before this video, and mixed numbers and improper fraction is on my page. Okay, so let's go ahead and convert this. I know the first thing we got to convert this into the improper fraction. So I know I got to multiply my whole number and my bottom number and then add my top number. So that means I'm going to multiply 1 times 7, which equals 7, plus 1 to equal 8. And my new fraction, right, for this will be 8 over 7. I'm going to do the same thing on the 4 and 1/10. I'm going to multiply these two and then add 1. So right here, 4 times 10 equals 40, plus 1 equals 41. Okay? And now my new fraction here is 41 over 10. Boom. And now I got my two fractions here, and I can go back and do try to figure out my denominators, least common multiple, and then solve for my problem here. So 7 and 10, they really don't have anything together, like any least common multiple really is just, it's just 7 times 10, pretty much. So I can do 7 times 10, and I get 70, because they don't really divide anything to get me a smaller number. So the least common multiple is 70. And so I got, I got 70, and I got 70, boom, right? And then I'm gonna multiply this by 10, because 7 times 10 is 70. So I gotta multiply my top number by 70, and I get 80. Same thing for the other side. I multiply 7, and 7 times 1 is 7, 7 times 4 is 28, boom. So far I have 80 over 70 plus 87. You know what? Let me go ahead and rewrite this. I want to rewrite this so it would be 80 over 70 plus 287 over 70. Now I can go ahead and add them. 80 plus 270, that's 7. 8 plus 8 is 16. If I carry the 1, that's boom. Oh, I done messed up. There we go. So again, 7, 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 1. This is 300, and there we go. And this is 70. Now, again, I have to simplify my fractions here. So let's see. I know I can divide. Can I divide this? No, I can't. So right here, well, I can divide this to get my mixed number. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 367 divided by 70. 70 can't go into 3. 70 can't go into 6. But 70 can go into this 5 times to get 350, right? So if I subtract that, that's 7, and that's 1. And so my answer, remember, my whole number, this right here is my whole number, which will be 5. Right here will be my, and I may have to write this better, numerator. Boom. So that will go to the top here as a fraction. In your denominator, never change. Boom. So that's how you add and subtract with mixed numbers. Okay, subtraction is the same exact way. You want to convert your fractions, your mixed numbers, into improper fractions, and then you add and subtract your to get your denominators the same, and then you go from there. Okay, all right. Those were 2 questions that I've worked with, adding and subtracting fractions. So hopefully you learned from this. If you have any questions, leave a comment at the bottom. If you need me to do more exercises, leave a comment on the bottom. Like this page, subscribe. All right, you be blessed.